Sexual escalation. Getting your groove on. Getting to second and third bases. And maybe if you're lucky, getting a home run. As long as there have been guys around hoping to have sex with women, there have been guys around trying to work out how to sexually escalate. And for all the controversy around dating coaching, Lord knows it isn't always the most popular skill set with all demographics. It really doesn't matter who you are. If you're a man or a woman or a feminist or a Mormon, if you're a straight male, then at some point in your life, you're going to want to know how to sexually escalate. But while there are a ton of guides out there on YouTube and courses online, my own and other people's, about how to sexually escalate, one of the big mistakes guys often make, and one of the questions I get asked a lot, is when should you sexually escalate? So let's talk about that. So, Damien, I hear you say, why don't you just tell us when you sexually escalate? To which I'll say, well, for me, 80% of the time, if I'm approaching a woman in a bar or club, which is where I prefer to approach women myself, within 1 to 2 minutes, I'm already bringing in some kind of sexual banter into the interaction. Think of it like a bit of a sexual amuse-bouche, letting her know, hey, I'm Damien, here I am, and this is my sexual intent. So this is what you should be doing too, right? Oh, God, no. No, definitely. For most of you men watching this video, that is the exact opposite of what you should be doing. And if you started doing that, your results would get even worse than they are already. So why is that? Why do I say that you shouldn't be doing what I'm doing? Well, first of all, I am really, really good at reading women because I've got so much experience behind me. So I'll walk up to a woman, and remember I said 80% of the time? So I can walk up to a woman in a bar or club, and I will know, is it or isn't it appropriate to sexually escalate early on, right? Is this the kind of woman who's going to have me say some kind of sexual banter really early on, and she's going to like recoil and sort of be turned off instantly? That happens. That can happen. Secondly, I'm really good at, because I'm good at reading women, I know how deep to push that sexual escalation early on. I can read her comfort levels really, really well. I know if I start off with something subtly sexual and she likes it, I know that I can keep pushing, or I know that I should pull back. And if you don't have as much experience, if you don't have a ton of experience behind you, you're not going to be very good at reading this. And so escalating early is a really poor choice. And the third reason, but actually the biggest reason why I think most of you shouldn't escalate early like I do, super early, is because I already am extremely good or exceptional at building rapport, banter, like regular banter, non-sexual banter, just playful banter, and small talk. So these are skills I already have under my belt. And because I've got those skills, I'll be honest with you and say, even if I never sexually brought any kind of sexual escalation into my conversations with the women in a bar or club, none at all, I would still get a ton of dates and numbers and dates that I could go on. It would be entirely unnecessary for me to sexually escalate. So the thing that you need to understand about sexual escalation is that it is actually a massive double-edged sword. So for most guys, most of the time, escalating too quickly is going to get you fewer results rather than more results. And this is something that most guys get wrong. They'll think to themselves, oh, I'm not getting enough results with women. Like, I'm not getting numbers, I'm not getting dates. That's because I'm not sexually escalating. I better sexually escalate some more. I better start sexually escalating. That's why I'm not getting the numbers and dates. But actually, it's the opposite. If you're not getting numbers and dates and then you start sexually escalating, so you're not doing well enough just on your banter, rapport building skills as they are, and your small talk isn't good enough, and then you bring in sexual escalation, you can forget it, right? You're going to crash out even worse than you were before. It's not going to improve your odds, it's going to diminish them. And so many men, they don't realize this. What's the reason for that? Why is this the case? The reason is, it's a few things, and not limited to, but I'll give you some examples. First of all, a woman has to feel good about you, a little bit of attraction towards you, before sexual escalation is going to feel good. I mean, think about it. If you're talking to a woman that you're not attracted to at all, and she starts some form of sexual escalation, even if that's just kind of a sexual banter with you, how are you going to feel? Right? A little bit low. Better take a step back. I'm not interested in this chick, and she's already getting sexual with me. you're going to have that response. And of course, women are going to have that response the same way, and probably a little bit more strongly, because women are a little bit more sensitive to hypersexually aggressive males. So yeah, I mean, you don't want her to have that impact if she's not interested enough in you already. So yeah, that's first reason why you don't want to do it too early. But then imagine the woman already likes you and she's already interested in you as a guy, but your sexual escalation is a little rough around the edges. It's a little bit uncalibrated. And so you accidentally push it a little bit too far or make things a little bit awkward. That will reduce your chances, not increase them. Remember, if you meet a woman and she says, I met this really cool guy at a bar yesterday and I gave him my number, do you think she's ever going to say, but I'm just not sure about him because he didn't say anything sexual about me? That doesn't happen, right? She may say, I'm not sure about him because it wasn't really fun, it was a bit boring. You know, I'm not sure about him because I don't know that we're really connected, rapport. You know, those things happen, but she's never going to say it about sexual escalation. So yeah, you're only going to make things worse for yourself. So what's the solution to this problem? Well, before I give you my solution, let me say this. If you're liking this video so far, give me a thumbs up, subscribe. Getting subscriptions and viewer involvement in my channel really helps me a ton. And if you're already someone who's watched a lot of my videos and is loving my content, I highly recommend you check out the courses that I have, the online programs that I run, and my one-on-one coaching. Check it out by clicking the link down in the comments below, and I'll probably throw one up here on the screen somewhere. Until you can go to a bar or club or out during the day or to a house party, and you can regularly, consistently meet women, get numbers, and get those women to actually go and show up on dates with you, you should avoid sexually escalating until you're on a date. So sexual escalation is a first date thing. All forms, like sexual banter or all the kind of risky stuff that you'll do, make that a first date thing. Now, obviously there are exceptions, like, you know, if you go to a bar and the girl's like kind of tipsy and getting really handsy with you, okay, sexually escalate with her in that circumstance. But that aside, if she's not doing it to you first, wait until the first date. That's my big advice. But wait, I can already hear you guys click-clacking on the keyboards saying to me, Damien, no, wait. You just don't understand women. If you don't sexually escalate, you're just going to get friend-zoned. To which I need to respond to that because it's important. Because I understand that thinking of, well, wait up, if she doesn't see you sexually, she's just going to think of you as a friend, and that's no good anyway. So what's the point? If you are bantering with her, because one of the biggest things that throws guys into the friend zone isn't the lack of sexual escalation, at least early on. You know, if you hang out with a woman and you go on 20 dates with her and you never sexually escalate, you may get friend zoned. But we're talking, you know, the first meeting. It's the banter that does it, right? It's the push-pull. It's that's a form of flirting. It's the guy's willingness to make fun of her and tease her. And, you know, that interplay between man and woman, that's, let's say, 80% of what degrades the friend zone frame. Friend zone frame comes up when you have an interaction and it's all rapport, it's all connection and telling me about your feelings and just getting to know each other. And without the banter, that can easily become friend zone. So banter is the really big one there. Sexual escalation, the reason why I do it early, because then you say, well, Damien, why do you do it early? Yes, it may help with friend zone a little bit, but only a tad. It's more for me about setting the sexual frame. Letting you know this interaction here we're having is more likely to be a casual sex style interaction. And I'm letting her know by bringing sex in early, I'm letting you know this is a predominant feature of the relationship I'm attempting to have with you. That's why it's important. Well, that's why for me it's important to get in early. That's why I do it early, but not to avoid the friend zone. That's a banter thing. And so you got to think of sexual escalation, early sexual escalation, as an advanced technique. Stop thinking it as a required thing to build attraction, because it's not. It's one of the biggest mistakes I see guys making is thinking of sexual escalation as how you build attraction. You build attraction with banter and rapport and having good social skills, good small talk skills and good body language. That's your attraction. The sexual escalation is the sexual element to that. And it's not necessary to do too quickly. Women are not quite like men. They can be a little bit patient with that. So hold your horses and wait till a first date until you got those things down pat. As always, guys, if you've liked this video, I'll say it again, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. But also check out some of my other videos, which I reckon, if you like this one, you might just like those as well. As always, take care, stay safe during this crazy period, and I look forward to seeing you in my future videos.